wedding. I knew something was.
Oh no! Oh no! That's the last thing you need.
I remember we had a Valentine's episode, and shout out to the Muses. They're amazing artists. And there was one moment where I looked at Adrian, and Adrian has a beautiful skin. And I was like, oh, she's so dewy. And then she was like, I'm drunk. She was doing the sweat drunk. Yeah, so I got people so drunk that they got dewy. So that's when I realized, hey, sis. I mean, lucky for her, she's a beautiful girl, so it just looked like she was glistening. But
I'm always like, is the right side or does it matter?
just pop it on and see if you can hear yourself. Now get a little phallic. Pull the microphone up to your mouth so we can hear you.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it has to be much closer than that. It looks cute with the hair too.
Oh, it's my thing now. I'm growing it out.
No, so here's my thing. My goal is to, because you know I'm a face queen. My goal is to lose enough weight where my face is snatched in the way that it used to be, so I can cut all this shit off. Like right now, the reason why my hair is wrapped like Erica Badu, it's not a Nubian choice, is that my locks are holding on. No, my locks are holding on for dear life, and my loctician lives in Atlanta, so he's flying in this weekend. Thank God.
I feel like this is like it's lopsided.
Oh no, girl, it's inside out.
Way?
No, it's inside out. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
So I used to do the same thing. So it has to be,
they move.
they have to be facing
things.
inside your ears.
This is not working out.
There we go. The funny thing is, I hosted the show for like 3 episodes into that, so don't feel bad. Perfect. All right, mic to your mouth. Mic to your mouth.
Like, I know I'm not slow.
You look so cute. I think it's crazy that you are showing up with your nails all pretty right when I'm deciding to cut all mine off. For anybody who can see in the camera, you see this? If you're missing 1 nail, maybe, but 3 means you have to start over. When I see people with like half a hand of nails and half a hand without, I'm like,
they don't care about life.
Give up the ghost. It's like being bald with a rat tail. I think you need to give it up. For those of you who are watching, you are like, who is this stunning Nubian goddess? Look at Ferris. She was mid-gulp when I said it. I picked the perfect time. The show's called Humanized. This is fashion icon and stylist Ferriss Mason. Ferriss, you are goals when I'm at a size that I don't think I'll have to like get down from, right? And the reason why I say that is because before I moved to LA, had 4 different wardrobes. Every time I would gain weight, I would buy a whole new wardrobe of shit that I loved. And then I would like lose weight and then have to buy a whole new wardrobe. And then I would gain weight and have to buy another wardrobe. I had so many clothes to the point where I started when I Airbnb'd, I left extra clothes for look.
Look what you get.
From size 8 to 18. You too. Like it was no, the range was 8 to 18.
There's this Airbnb host who's like Oprah.
No, people were taking clothes with them. They were like, oh my God, 5 stars. So I had to like give up. My whole thing is I'm not doing that ever again because number 1, it's expensive. Number 2, I'm trying to be a minimalist. But when I see you sometimes, you make me want to go shopping. I'm trying to be a minimalist. That hasn't happened yet. It's aspirational. How would you describe your personal style?
It's literally a question I hate most in my life.
Oh, good, because we like to challenge you, humanize. No, seriously, like if I was an alien, I came to Earth, and you had to describe how you dress, how would you describe it? I have words that I can think of, but I want to hear if our words align.
Colorful.
Yes.
Modestly sexy.
Oh, nice, classy. Yes.
Because I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's why it's sexy but classy.
Like for a long time, I could only wear stuff. I couldn't wear anything above my knees.
Oh.
Sewing up splits.
Oh, that makes sense.
All the things, and so sometimes I'm.
Because the word that I thought about was ethereal, but ethereal is about finding sexy ways to put on layers.
Right. It's true.
So in a weird way, we were thinking of sex. Yeah. Oh, so we're completely aligned.
I mean, and that's why I love like sheer things.
Me too.
Because you're naked, but you're not.
Let me tell you, if there's something see-through, I'm gonna put a see-through.
I want it.
I literally almost, the outfit that I was gonna wear for you today was gonna be a completely see-through outfit. But then I ate lunch. And so things started tugging.
Things changed.
Well, I've been intermittent fasting. And what I realized is when you break your fast, you look pregnant for the first like 3 hours afterwards. Because your body's like, oh, food. So I was like, I'm not showing up.
Because sometimes you eat too much too sometimes. I know I've done that.
Yeah.
Or you eat so fast.
It was a fast. Yeah. I ate a salad. It was like a cucumber salad and avocado toast and like some potatoes. It wasn't anything bad. But I was so rushing that I inhaled it. And then I looked like, I would have came in here looking like Chocolate Rihanna, like a maternity shoot. So I was like, I'm not going to show up with a belly and a see-through outfit. I love that you said that modestly sexy.
Yeah.
What do you think is sexy now that you are free to dress however you like? And we're starting with these easy questions first because it's going to get a lot deeper, honey.
Well, for me, because like, on me personally. Like, not the traditional shit that everybody like, oh, look at your booty. And like, whatever. Like,
And you got a booty. We were in Mexico, and you came out in your bathing suit. I was like, Ferriss, you got extra body parts.
yeah.
Like, you're shapely with clothes on, but it's look.
Yeah.
My grown man almost came out. I was like, oh, okay, body.
Yeah, and I'm in a constant state of denial
about your butt?
how large it is.
You've never seen it?
I see it all the time.
I'm about
That's
to
the
say
thing.
Ferriss.
That's the thing. I see it all the time. So I'm just like, oh, I could fit that.
And it's a real one too. And no shade, no tea.
No, 'cause I've had people ask me that.
No, but
yeah.
a real butt in LA is an exciting thing to see.
No, because it's bad.
Real butts are just look different.
Everybody want hips like this, like a loaf of bread on the.
Rosa was on the show and she said it looked like a tooth. Like when you draw a picture of a tooth, it's like the side of the tooth. Yeah.
It's just, you're like,
yeah.
what's going on?
We're not surgery shaming. We're just saying that it's not for us. What's so crazy is whenever I lose a lot of weight, people think I have a butt. No, I just have a deep arch.
Yeah.
I've learned Beyonce used to be like that before she did whatever she's done. I'm gonna mind my business. But no, like when you have a deep arch and you're small enough, you can fake like you have a butt.
Understand.
Yeah. So shout out to the deep arches out there. That's a weird thing to shout out to, but I am delirious. This has been a heavy week, right? And between the fact that, it's illegal to have an abortion, but if you do have a baby, it could get shot at school. And you also can't give it formula. Make that make sense, Republicans. It's been a heavy week. And so this week, I'm going to skip hot topics. Because my spirit, I can't do it. I'm not talking about dead babies. I'm not talking about formula. I'm not talking about, I can't do any of that right now. I'm at my, you saw how I walked in like, girl.
I am, people might feel a way about it, but I stopped actively watching news probably 11 years ago, or like looking at things every day, making sure I watch this and look at this. And like, I still hear,
like stay informed, but don't wallow in it.
Yeah. Because it's so pervasive. And then so now we have the things in our hand and we have,
You can skip the news all day and still go on Shade Room Hollywood and Lobster Ball Alert and see everything. Yeah.
It's too much.
And babies, like, I felt like this past week, every time I looked at the news, the baby count of like dead kids kept on going higher. I was like, so count me out.
Exactly.
And it's so funny too, because, a lot of people who have met me online know me as the columnist from the Griot. I worked in the news for almost a decade. I have not worked in the news for 5 months, and it is probably the best mental health decision that I've made.
I can imagine.
Shout out to all the writers, journalists, columnists, and pundits who do the Lord's work. I just think for this phase of my life, I'm not there anymore. And this is a segue to the thing that I really want to talk about. I really want to get into this. And by the way, none of the guests ever know what we're going to talk about. So don't think it's just you. You guys just trust me enough to know it's going to be a fun kiki.
And I prefer that in all things. Whenever people send me interview questions, I'll be like, motherfucker.
Can we just talk?
Filling out grants, filling out things.
Yeah. No,
Please explain to me.
I also don't want to overthink it. I want your natural instincts to come out, right? So part of the last, oh God, how long has it been since I left the news world? Part of the last 5 or 6 months is I have leaned into something that has become really popular now with a lot of Black women in particular called the soft life. Have you heard about the soft life movement?
No, I never.
I think you're living it whether you know it or not. I was living the soft life in spurts and didn't even know it had a name. So for those of you who don't know what the soft life is, the soft life is a life of ease without requiring hard work, sacrifice, or unpleasantness. It is. Thank you. This is why I picked this for your episode. It is important to understand that this social movement is less about wealth and more about fair access to standardized good quality of living. A perfect example of the soft life is I'm not going to spend 5 hours yelling at an IKEA box. I'm going to spend $50 on a TaskRabbit. I'm going to have Instacart bring my groceries while I take a nap. I'm going to prioritize my rest as much as my productivity. Yes. I'm going to do self-care as a way of life rather than a special treat for being a mule to everybody.
That's not even enough because it's an hour or 5 hours and you go back to the bullshit.
Exactly. So like I'm going to have a life that I don't need to take a vacation from because my life is already pleasant as it is. So the soft life has now become a huge movement. I think the pandemic is why it's become popularized.
Yeah.
But there are some of us who are just like, child, that was me.
Like, I have been leading up to this for quite some time.
You've been working up to yourself. And I think it's
letting people know unapologetically, no.
Yeah.
Oh, you went, I can't wait do you have the money to do it? Go.
Part of having a soft life is though, and this is so funny, shout out to my friend Lutasha. We were having dinner the other night and she was like, a lot of my guy friends ask me why I don't suffer dating anymore. Or as much as other women do. And I said, because I only date men who really like me. I said, girl, what? she come on the show. We're gonna unpack that when she comes on. But like I said, what do you mean? She was like, no, if he's not really into me, I just don't date him.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because we are socialized, especially with people of color, to associate struggle or adversity with value.
Correct.
Like, unless I worked hard for it.
I don't deserve it.
Yeah, or it doesn't have value.
It's horrible.
How did you get yourself out of that? Because I was a roommate with a Jehovah's Witness for many years. So I know that can't be how you were raised, honey, because all the Jehovah's Witnesses I know, they work hard. Like, they are very much.
I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
And they work really, really hard. So I'm saying, so how did you get out of the space of feeling like you had to be beholden to other people's rules and dogma and you could have a soft life?
It's taken a very long time. Like, as an adult with my own job.
Yeah.
401k, car insurance, paying to school myself. I would have people still call my daddy if they saw me somewhere.
Are you serious?
Saw a picture,
as a grown-ass woman.
Saw a picture on the internet, call my daddy. And I'd be like,
oh, God.
You know I'm grown as fuck, right? Like, ain't nobody paying my bills but me. Like,
how did your family make peace with you, like, leaning into being your own woman?
You know, it was...
I'm assuming they have. Have they made peace with you being
my
your own
parents have passed.
Okay.
It was just always a very thin balancing line.
So you had to juggle their expectations and their...
But not always. And there were points where I was just like, I don't care. Like, you know.
Talk about it.
You know, I remember this one time, so I grew up in Oakland. So.
Oh, I forgot to mention that in the intro. I should have said Oakland's finest. Ferriss is very Oakland.
18th and Chestnut.
There was one part in Tulum where I put on a strobe light and some Too Short, and a different side of Ferriss came out.
Oh my goodness!
What's my favorite word? And I was like, oh, you're very Oakland.
My early 20s.
Yeah, you're very. I would never hear Too Short without thinking of you now.
Damn. Well,
but continue. You're from Oakland,
So anyway, this is I was still living back home, and I don't know where I was coming from or going to or whatever, but I was like, oh, let me see if my parents is home, right? This is when they were alive and still vibrant and abundant, loving beings. So I called. I said, "Mommy." She picked the phone. I was like, "Mommy, you at home?" She's like, "No, I'm in the car with your daddy." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm about to meet you guys at the house." I was like, "But let him know I have on a short skirt."
Oh.
And she hung up the phone. When I got there, my daddy didn't say nothing.
Because he knew.
And so, because I used to not go there if I didn't have on the right clothes. I used to change.
Damn.
Or I go, you know, or I just wouldn't go. Or
Right.
I put on a jacket, you know. I got my first tattoo when I was like 19. So I hid that one. Of course, I was living at home.
I feel like a Cosby Show episode. You hid your tattoo.
I did. And my mom, because it's your mama gonna see your shit.
Yeah.
She's like, what is that?
But she also used to be a girl too, so she knows what
no,
it's
but
like.
she was, my mother was, both of my parents were very loving, but my mother was not the strict as was nowhere near as strict as my dad. So my mother, she was like, what is that? I was like, a tattoo. I was like, I got it. I drew it myself.
No, I drew it myself. Mommy, I'm an artist. She's like, oh God, this child.
And she was like, why didn't you just get a little rose on your ankle?
Aww.
So that's why I have this big ass knee.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
For my mom.
Oh, that's beautiful, Ferriss.
Yeah. My friend Keenan Chapman, he's a really dope artist.
How long have you been in LA?
About 10 years.
10
Yeah,
years?
literally, I moved here right before I turned 31, and I'm about to turn 41 tomorrow.
Woohoo! Happy birthday!
Yeah.
You're a Gemini, and
Yeah.
I actually love Geminis. I know that I'm not allowed to say that since that's supposed to be the most controversial sign.
We're so nice.
Look, y'all
if we like you,
y'all are nice to the people that y'all like. I will say that part.
But
you gotta be on the list.
But like, why would you want to be any other way? I don't have time to be up here being fake.
You know when Beyonce was pregnant with twins, there was a petition for her to induce labor and not have Geminis. She still did. Because they were like, no, we don't need 2 more Geminis.
Yes, you do.
I think being Gemini twins is kind of perfect. Like you're twins and you're Gemini. Like think about that.
Rule the world.
I mean, I have no problem with Geminis, probably because they kiki with me, so I'm in the car with them laughing. It probably sucks on the other side of the kiki.
No, yeah, because when you're on the side of which you no longer, I just don't care for you, or you've done some fuck shit, or you disrespected me in some way and tried to whatever. I'd be like, okay, got it.
But y'all like a
No
little.
longer see you.
Y'all are entertained by a little bit of mess, though, which is why I always say Geminis, Aries, and Libras get along, because even if you're not in the mess, you're fascinated by watching other people do stuff. So you guys are people watchers, whether you realize
Oh
it or
no,
not.
I am. No, so yes, and that's
You're people watchers.
That's one of my favorite
You'll
things
be like,
to
oh,
do.
what's she doing over there? Oh, that's a lot.
Ask any of my closest friends. Go out to like a club, little dance thing, or out. It doesn't matter if it's a day party, whatever it is. If you don't see me after a moment, you be like, where did Ferriss go? Find a corner that has space, and I will be in it staring
you
at
in the
people.
bushes like Homer, just watching people eating popcorn.
I might be dancing by myself,
like,
drinking,
doing?
and I just be looking at people, and I don't realize it, but I do really stare.
No, y'all Gemini stare.
And I don't realize it that I'm staring.
Y'all don't even be blinking.
No, because I just be like,
Yeah, even the famous ones. Like if you watch all the famous gifs of Kanye, it's him just staring like.
Yeah, because you just be reading people. I'm really good at reading people, feeling energy.
But the lack of interest in hiding it, Ferriss, is why people be mad at y'all. At least know how to hide that shit.
At least you know what you're getting when you come my way.
Everybody wants to feel assessed. Like, is this girl looking me up and down like the Terminator?
But the thing is, it's not. It's never even. Most of the time, it's not that personal. Because some of my
to the mic.
Oh, sorry.
She get excited.
I'm like, but it's not personal because some of my best friends, when we started our friendships and they'll be like, "Girl, you just looked me up and down." I'll be like, "Oh, I did. I'm sorry," and then they realize it don't mean nothing.
No, I like when I met you, I was like, "So Ferriss, I know you're a fashion plate, but I'm flat-footed and I hurt my ankle and I'm about to wear some Crocs. I'd like just get out your system now." You're like, "Sure." The first time I put the Crocs on, you were like. I said, Ferriss, I warned you. I told you I was wearing Crocs around you. I explained my situation, bitch. Let me have this. It's funny. Y'all see, I find that shit amusing.
I don't even know.
I find it funny as shit.
It's so hard for me to act like it's okay when it's not or something. Because like even with dealing with people that are unaccountable,
yeah,
I just be like, I can't even talk to you.
Yeah,
because nothing I say it's gonna make a difference, and I'm just gonna be like, the fuck.
It's very interesting because part of this whole theme about living a soft life, right? It also means doing, and I've been talking about this a lot, energy management, like managing and picking your battles. Has there ever been a point where you felt like, oh snap, I'm reacting too much? Because I feel like for me recently, I haven't been reacting much to anything. And I was like, either I'm very zen or I'm dead on the inside. But and I realized I was just being zen. But like things just haven't been getting a reaction out of me lately. And I don't know if it's fatigue, spiritual growth, a little bit of both maybe. What gets you out of character?
I'm reactory like most of the, but in...
She said I react most of the time.
But I do. But
that's not a soft life.
But there's different ways in which I do it.
Okay.
Like I'm not like the fuck. It's like, let me take the time to think about it and give you a professional get at you.
Okay.
Even if it's not in a professional setting.
So you do it per your last email on the streets.
I can do it both ways.
Okay.
But when I do get there, Oakland come out, and that's like not a good space for me to be in.
Yeah. Don't nobody want to see Oakland come out. I feel like Oakland.
See, then we start doing this.
I felt like Oakland almost came out in Tulum, and I was like, somebody gonna get hit? Oh no!
I've never been in a fight my whole life.
Really?
My whole life.
Meanwhile, here I am, all Buddhist and stuff. I have
never been in one fight.
I realized that when I fight, my survival instincts come out.
That's what's supposed to happen.
No, I bit somebody. Like I get personal. Like I want to taste them when I whoop your ass. And I was like, you know what? Anger management. I had rage issues in high school. Therapy taught me that was just pain that I had in trauma, how that works. But I was mad at my dad, but I took it out on like everybody else.
The world.
I mean, not the world, just my mother and my friends, but still. Yo, my teens were
you was out here giving it to people.
And then it was like I was so full of shame. Like, so if anybody did something that I felt was embarrassing, I would lose my shit. Like being embarrassed was the most mortifying thing to me when I was younger, which is hilarious because I am now probably one of the most shameless people I know. Like it is so hard to embarrass me now because when I was younger, I was a slave to optics. Like I had an eating disorder. So like I literally would always get a blowout every Friday. I'd have a comb in my purse. If the wind blew, I'd have to stop. And like I had to be perfect because I was so scared of what a lack of perfection meant. Like I wasn't lovable unless I was perfect. And then, I went to New York and went through a whole phase and was like,
whatever.
My whole phase was very healing. Did you ever have a whole phase?
A whole phase. I mean,
Your face is saying yes and no at the same
but
time.
the thing is, like, when I think of what that word implies,
Sexual freedom.
Yeah, I've had times of being sexually free,
Okay.
and it's been very clear to whoever I was dealing with, like, oh, I'm just like, I'm
You
not
were
trying to
ethical hoe.
yeah, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
have a relationship, for me, it's never like, I don't know how everyone does their things, but some people are like, it's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah,
You know, for me, it'd be like
yeah.
maybe one or two people.
Yeah, no, my whole phase had ebbs and flows. I'm not gonna get too much into that because my mother just found my podcast. So she's like, honey, your friends are so cute. I'm like, mommy, please stop watching the show.
You're like, I need to talk about things.
Yeah,
I don't need an interrogation.
I'm going to be sharing less because my 75-year-old mother now watches Humanized, and this is very embarrassing. One thing I will say about the soft life that I did think is a great nuance is, and watch everybody look this up, like, oh, the soft life. It's a great way to live.
Is there a song for the soft life? Like,
There should be.
You want the soft life.
This feels like a body roll song. Part of it is back in the day, the soft life was attached to something called hypergamy. And for those who don't know, hypergamy is the act of dating someone or having a relationship with someone who has a superior I hate this word, socio ecological or educational background, basically somebody rich. So back in the day, to have the soft life, you'd have to find a rich man to take care of you, and then he would gift you the soft life.
That is still much prevalent.
It's still, I mean, they've
prevalent.
been prostitutes as long as they've been prophets,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So prostitution is the oldest religion. No, oldest religion. That's
Damn near.
the oldest profession. There's been city girls as long as there's been Jesus, right? But like back in the day, having a soft life, you had to have a man as a prerequisite. These days, women are creating a soft life with or without a man.
Correct.
And you could actually date a man who makes just as much or even less than you and still have a soft life. Like, it's not attached to mating habits anymore.
Correct.
And to me, there's some freedom in that. Because is it really a soft life if you're having to fuck a 70-year-old man?
No.
That don't feel too soft for me.
The times I wished I
That was a chewy life.
had it in me.
Yo, I don't have it in me.
I don't at all either. At all.
My
People be like,
mouth?
just get a sugar daddy. I'll be like,
I know.
I'm like, can he be my age and be fine? And
That's called a boyfriend. Ferriss. If he's fine in your age and doing nice things, that's just called a boyfriend.
Can we have that?
I know a lot of sugar baby. Ooh, I should have said that out loud. I know sugar babies who I love and are part of my close friend group. And one thing I've learned from them is they can swallow things that I can't. Pause. Like I didn't mean it that way. I just heard it.
There was no pun there.
No, there was no pun there. But they can take things, like my mouth is too. Sometimes I'll be mid-sentence before I even hear what I'm saying. Like, damn, bitch. Like, did you have to say that?
Me, it's my face.
My face is worse than my mouth. Sometimes I wish I had just said F you instead of. Yeah, so I think sugar baby, shout out to y'all because you guys, the discipline it takes to be a sugar baby.
That's a lot. Like mentally.
The mental fortitude.
Mentally.
I'm not, so I want to shout y'all out because y'all get sex shamed. And like I've said before on the show, I found out late in life that I used to be a sex worker. I didn't know, I was a phone sex operator and I didn't realize that was sex work. Why all of y'all act like this is a common knowledge? You know what? Screw my guests who always act like I'm a dumb bitch and I know what this is.
I mean, sex is in the actual work.
No. I thought sex work meant that I was working with sex. Like, I just talk about it. So I didn't think. Anyways, Ferriss, now I'm clear that I used to be a sex worker. But back in those days, I remember like we used to have like the party lines and all these interesting ways where the way that you were able to verbally finesse someone was how you got to. Like, being cute was whatever, but you also had to have a little bit of smarts. These days you can have an IG page and talk in cursive and nobody cares.
Man, dude.
I've met so many gorgeous people who can't talk in a straight line.
Yeah. Or they're just, this emptiness is just emptiness.
In the fashion world, have you come up across a lot of that? Because I've met a lot of really brilliant fashionistas. But what do you do when you meet someone who you're like, oh my God, I love your style. Let's work together, X, Y, and Z. And then like, oh, she a little lukewarm. She's not that bright.
I don't know.
You make a face. I can already tell.
You know, because like it's different. Like when you're working and you're on set or doing things, there's certain ways that you can't be. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know,
what if you have resting bitch face like me? Like,
no, I'll just be like, you know, you
do the blank smile.
Because I can't have any honest communication with you if you know about.
But don't they take a liking to you? My problem is when somebody who's dim-witted takes a liking to me. And I'm just like, how do I be?
You know what? It just depends. You know, everyone has people around them sometimes that may not be as What do you feel as intelligent?
No, I
Or
don't. All my friends are brilliant.
No, I'm saying, but sometimes there are people just in your, not that are part of your circle,
Oh,
that
in your
you're
vicinity.
around, and you just be
Yeah.
like, but maybe they funny as shit, or maybe
But I would still call that brilliant though. Like if I don't know somebody who's not book smart but is like quick witted and funny, I'm gonna still call you brilliant.
I don't mean like book smart.
Yeah,
Book smart is people
don't
think
know
that that's like a pinnacle of something. It's totally not.
any dim people. Like everybody around
Now
me,
that
I admire whatever version of intelligence they have. I admire it in some way. I don't know what it's like to look at a friend and be like, oh, she
Oh
dumb as a
no,
bag of rocks.
I would never have any friends like that.
Oh man.
No,
I think
what you gonna do? Like
take pictures in the gram. Take pictures. I had a friend who had a bunch of dim friends, and I would ask her like, "Sis, why you doing?"
Yeah.
Well, she said it was good for her following because they had high follower counts.
I can't even.
And they were doing cross promotion.
I don't even want to hear anymore. This is why social media is like the hardest thing for me. And then they disable my shit, so I can't even.
Let's talk about that. So what did you do to get disabled? Because they
I went to
threatened
Mexico.
me.
Apparently, they hating because black people in Tulum.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
When we went to Tulum, you had a page. By the time we got back, it was gone.
And I had not posted on there since December 2nd of last year.
Are you sure you weren't hacked?
No, because I didn't know nothing. Nothing showed up. I didn't get anybody be like, girl, what's posted on your page? Because my friends would have told me.
Yeah.
No, it was just your shit's been disabled for violation.
I looked you up today to make sure, and you don't exist on Instagram right now.
And then like I did things they told me to do, send a little picture with the name.
Like a hostage,
right, and the number, sent it, no response. And then the next time they were like, it was a different form, and it was like, oh, are you a business service? Like whatever. I pressed it because.
Are you open to starting from scratch?
Yeah, but I mean, that's like not fun.
Yeah, here's the thing. Instagram has been on a crusade lately where they've been attacking black creators a lot. And it happened to me, happened to like 5 of my friends. It even happened to Jason.
I know.
Like
two other people I know. They're
like even big names are like getting like blackballed, blacklisted, shadow banned. Like for me, for Blue Centric, you have to put every single letter
for you to
of Blue Centric for me to show up. I'm still shadow banned. I do emotional intelligence work.
When you're trying to find someone.
If you're looking for somebody and you have to put in every single letter, it's because they've been shadow banned. Because they're trying to dissuade you from continuing. Because most people will only get to halfway and be like, oh, they must not exist. So they do a thing where they shadow ban you where you have to put in. That's a pro tip, guys.
Like, who has this job of being this fucking evil?
I think there's some there's racist moderators at Facebook and Facebook bought Instagram.
Yeah,
so I don't think it's a coincidence. Because back in my news days, I've written several pieces about people at Facebook getting fired or class action suits about rampant racism with the moderators. So the moderators are often like super racist and will just be looking for a reason. They threatened to take my page away because I reposted a cartoon about Trump from a news site 3 years ago. They were in my stories. It wasn't even in my post. They went 2 years.
They told you?
They literally said this screenshot of that you reposted in your stories in 2019. It goes against violations. One more thing, we're taking your page away. Stories.
What?
From a news site. So I'm just telling you, they're on a crusade.
But even for me, like I'm not good at social media. I don't post things the way you're supposed to. I just post stuff about me and
Not the way you're supposed to. The algorithm.
I post like food I cook, little pieces of flowers and trees.
Please start over. What is your new page going to be called? The new Ferriss. Ferriss is the new black.
Never. I don't know.
I love that voice. Never.
Ferriss squared.
Yeah, do something.
I don't know. I just because I was just ready to. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna give it a try.
This might be
so I can just start posting my shit.
But this might be a fresh start. Like I've been saying this to everybody lately. So shout out to my friends who are sick of me saying this. I said this to Kyra like 3 times yesterday. A path is being cleared. I feel like this year a path is being cleared for so many of us. Anything that falls away, I'm making peace with it, immediately making peace with it because it's so clear in every aspect of my life. Everybody around me, I'm watching paths being cleared. So maybe this is like a hard reboot for you to start over. Think of a name by the end of the show. Maybe we can shout it out to the audience because the point of the show is to tell people how to find you after they fall in love with your voice.
I know, it's like crazy.
And she's like, good luck finding me.
I'm on Facebook.
Girl, you just everybody. Y'all heard Ferriss that she's in her 40s, and she just reminded y'all by saying, I'm on Facebook. Let's not say I'm on MySpace.
Hey, I'm on there.
I mean,
but it's the same shit. You can see the same shit that you can see on Instagram.
But you don't say I'm on Facebook.
I just look at stuff on there. I don't really post.
No, we all do, but you're not supposed to say it. It's like a secret thing.
I don't care.
Nothing screams onto you like I'm on Facebook.
But whatever.
Look, I will say this, that the early 40s have already taught me that this is not what I expected from 40s. I thought that we were gonna be stuffier. Like back in the day, 40 looked a lot older than the 40-year-olds I know now. And I've said this a million times. If you want to know what the early 40s look like, think of Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Brandy, and Monica. And Lala. That's what the early 40s now look like. That is not what it looked like back in the day.
No, it didn't.
Back in the day, it was like the lady from Family Matters. It was like Carl Winslow's wife was the early 40s. You know what I mean? Now it's gotten a lot sexier. It's also gotten a lot younger. Would you ever be a cougar? Because on the show, I've talked about being a cougar, and you're probably one of the few guests who is in the same age range as me. Would you ever think about finding you a little tenderoni?
So before I got attached, I'll be on these apps. The young ones come for me all the time.
No, you look like the kind of lady who'd be in the garden having young boys coming after you.
Little boy one time hit me up in my in my Instagram, my DM. My DMs ain't never been a thing that's what's going on in them? Nothing.
Demystifying the DMs.
This little boy hit me up, and I was just like, he was like,
how old was this little boy?
20.
Okay, that's a
couple
child.
Years ago.
Okay, he can't drink. Okay, that's an actual little boy.
And
okay, I thought you were like 30.
And it was just like, how did you find me? He was I think he said I was on his Explore page or something. And I was
what kind of thirst trap did you have to put you on the Explore page, Mrs. Robinson?
Don't even know. They ain't up on Instagram no more. No.
Oh my God. Let me find out to the Instagram that she a cougar.
But he was like, and I was just like, okay. And he was just like, well, but and he's some famous artist's son.
Oh, so that's why he thought it didn't matter so basically Jaden Smith slid into your DM. I'm just joking.
And I was just like,
but
you're 20. And then come to find out my niece went to elementary school with them.
Oh, so he been had a crush. He's like, when I get old enough, I'm going to wait for your auntie.
I don't think she knew him, though. I didn't know. Like,
doesn't mean he didn't know you, Ferriss.
Probably not, no.
No, these young boys be sitting there waiting. I've had somebody get older enough to be like, when I was younger, I'm like, no, that's gross. What's the youngest you would date? The absolute youngest. I was thinking about what we could call
30.
Same. There has to be a
10
3.
years is like that's a lot, but it can work in like a 10-year. I think when you go past it, I mean, it works. I'm not saying that nobody.
What's the oldest you would go?
50. Or
you would go 10 on either direction.
10 either side.
Now you're making me look bad. I said I would go as young as 30, but I wouldn't go past 45. And the reason why I say that is because I just feel like people past 45 want like the things that I want they've already done. Like I feel like I'd be by myself with my checklist.
But there's some people that want it.
Yeah.
Same with being young. There's some young people that want to be out here, and there's some young people that's like, nope, I'm ready. What's up?
No, people are aging very, very quickly. I've met some 33-year-olds, 34, 35-year-olds. Well, you sure you're not 50? Like people, you know what it is? Social media has exposed them to so much. Now, you said before you were attached. I don't know if you guys caught that subtle flex. Ferriss.
Not flexing.
Ferriss we welcome flexes here. It's a good thing. Ferriss has found love. After how long were you single before you found your beloved?
BC or no.
Me and Peter and Paul and them were breaking fishes with the Christ. No, because there's gonna be somebody out there listening to you who's gonna feel inspired by the story.
When I finally, so I haven't had a boyfriend. I'll say that, like, established this is what we were calling each other since 2008 after my domestic violence case.
Oh wow, so that's.
And then I haven't had someone that I was attached to in that way. We had this problem with the claiming with words thing.
Oh, I hate that.
For a long, long time. I stopped dealing with him in 2014.
Oh, wow. So that's significant.
So, yeah.
And like the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is becoming a popular thing now. There are women I'm meeting a lot of women who are going not just months anymore, but years and years and years without finding someone who they think can like honor them in a relationship. I think it's a silent pandemic, romantically speaking. I also think that Black women, a lot of times, social media teaches our men not to respect us as much as they should, and that's something that's kind of become normalized now. And so there've been girlfriends that I've met who are like, I'm just gonna get a dog and die alone. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, don't give up hope. And the thing that's interesting about your story is it ended up being somebody that you had already known previously, but like the timing was wrong and then you guys circled back to each other. What is it like being in a relationship now? You're over 35 and you're in a relationship for the first time after having years of being allowed to be selfish. Because I think a lot of our listeners are women who are in the position of, I've been doing me for a while wanting love, but maybe not realizing that there's some habits I'm gonna have to break to let somebody in. Light question.
Well, for me, I'm a very giving and kind person.
Yeah, you are.
So, like, kind of like I don't want to use the word looking after, but like looking after
You're
or
nurturing.
like doting, yeah, doting after. Like that's an easy thing for me to do.
Yeah.
You know, but
Having a man in your space though, like how
no.
did you deal
So
with
the
that?
biggest thing that we've had issues with as of now is the way I sleep. I sleep like this.
You sleep like a star. Me too. Oh shit. I
Like
didn't even think
I
about
just
that.
be all over,
Because you're used to having your full bed.
and it ain't working out. And so
He's getting knocked in the face.
he's like, I don't have any space. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to tell you. I'm asleep. Like, this is how I sleep. And he's like, you waking up, cussing me out. And I'm like, and then you're like, it doesn't matter which, if it's his house, my house, it has it. And so
How big is the bed? Is it a queen or a king?
I have a queen.
See, for me, I have a queen too. So, oh man, I didn't
But
think
like,
about that.
I like to spread out.
I'm a starfish as well.
And like, sometimes I like to be diagonal. You just
Oh,
never
be
know.
careful with the bracelets. I just realized that the
the
microphone's picking
sound.
up. So wait a minute. So
Always my problem.
how do you train? Like those are the kind of things I worry about. I don't worry about being loving and nurturing and
Yeah.
treating my partner nice. I'm worried about dumb shit like, oh God, what if he leaves underwear everywhere and I'm gonna want to kill him every Thursday? Or what if he doesn't take out the trash? Or what if we can't? He snores
Wipe the
like.
water from around the sink once you've washed your hands in the bathroom.
So shout out to anybody who is dating a woman who is of a certain age or who has been single for a while. It's the little things that piss us off because we're used to nurturing people that we love. It's that little shit of I'm not used to having somebody's in my.
Yeah, and I'm also very I don't like hair. I don't like to see it anywhere. And
Where
so-
does he leave hair?
No, it's just like it's a beard, so
Oh, he clips the beard and
he
stuff.
doesn't clip it, but just you just like hair. Hair comes out when you pick it, you comb it,
Yeah.
you do it, and I just be like, there's one hair right there. But I just be like, okay, I know it's not intentional.
Like I love
this
him.
is not
He's
not in
mine.
he's not in here like.
I'm gonna stick beside him. No, I lived with my my best friend at one point, and he would trim his beard at the sink.
And not rinse.
And I would walk. I'm like, so you don't see that the sink is
covered.
is now fuzzy. The whole sink is covered like a fur stole. Like, no, like, oh, I didn't even notice. How do you not notice that?
I would have the same question.
Or even when the seat is up, like you don't see that you missed.
He's great with that.
At least he has good aim.
and he
puts the
knows how
seat
to and
down.
he knows how to wash dishes.
See, I like a good domesticated man. We don't talk about this enough.
Thanks to his mama. Thank
A
you.
lot of men like, I want somebody who's gonna cook and clean. Me too, sir. How about we both I love watching men do chores because they call it chore play. There's a term for it. Women over 35, we get sexually aroused
It's
by.
just like you know how to do things, and I don't have to do everything.
But the younger girls are not like this though. Like I feel like when you're in your 20s, you're socialized to like want to peacock and audition. You hit about 33, 34, you're like, look,
You need to know how to do something.
I need you to help because I'm
I'm not doing all this shit.
I'm tired too.
Right.
You tired, I'm
Extra.
tired. So yeah, I really, really think that the more pragmatic side of love doesn't get talked about enough. But now that you guys are in a relationship, how long did it take you guys to go from, oh hey, friend that I'm circling back to date to like, oh, we're in a relationship? Was it like a couple? Because I feel like the older you get, the quicker you know that you want to like commit to somebody.
It was a month,
That sounds, I mean,
and I was like, I don't know.
you were nervous, but you knew him before.
We didn't know. We had met each other. We had one-on-one at the beach talk date.
Oh, so it was like a light date.
Yeah, and then
But he wasn't a complete stranger.
and then maybe a couple phone calls, and then
Okay.
it went away.
So, but I love that though. I think a month is. I think at a certain point in life, you know what you want.
Yeah, and he was certain, and I was just like,
That is so sexy.
I was like, okay. He's like,
I love a certain man.
he was like, I was like, okay. And then we went on a little New Year's Airbnb trip up north,
Oh, that's sexy.
and he was just like, don't you have something to tell me? I'm like, leave me alone.
What
Stop it.
was he waiting for you to tell him?
But I loved him.
Who said it first?
He did. Like
And you made him wait?
Because I was just like, I don't know.
Ferriss, how long did you make him wait?
I was nervous.
How long did you make him wait?
It was like a month. Oh no, that's like
Wait.
no, that day, that same time when we were up on the trip, it happened.
Oh, okay. So
No.
he said it, and then
he said it way long, like a whole month before.
Ferriss, that's a long time.
I know, but I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
And he knew. He was like, "It's fine. I know you're scared."
Better him than me. If I tell you I love you on Tuesday and 4 more Tuesdays go by and you ain't said it yet, I need you to come get your stuff. I need you to come get your bag and your hairy little sink clippers.
And you got to go.
Well, I think it's different with women too, though. I think,
because it's like, for me, I have never in my life had a healthy relationship. Every single relationship I had was abusive.
Talk about it.
And so it's like, I'm definitely was willing, open, ready.
You've been ready.
And doing all the self-work, everything, worrying about myself more, taking care. But when you actively have to practice the things that you were learning and doing, it's different. You're like, oh shit, I really got to talk to him and tell him exactly what I'm feeling.
And be vulnerable.
And I have to just be open. Literally, I had a breakdown moment one time. Something happened. And we are new into the relationship. He was at my house. And something happened that day. And it was just like 2.5 weeks that we had been hanging out.
Oh, so y'all were baby dating.
And then it happened, and I fucking broke down boohoo crying in my house. Aww. And because of trauma, I responded to like, oh my God, he's not going to like me anymore. He's going to leave. Yep. Are you okay? Is this too much for you? And he was just like, what are you talking about? Like, if I can't be here for you to cry, what the fuck am I doing here? Aww. And he's like, and it made me see you that you're a strong woman, but you're also like, you're a human. You have emotions. You da-da-da-da.
I love that.
I was just like, okay.
And I love that you have the language to identify that was your trauma talking.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I recognize that I have now learned the patterns of when I'm not safe. And one of the biggest things of not being safe is if I can't have a bad day around you, I know I'm not safe.
Yeah.
Because trauma has taught me that a lot of times people who are abusive or selfish, right? Because not everybody's abusive, but selfishness can be just as harming.
Yeah.
Selfish people don't want to be inconvenienced by a bad day. So if somebody doesn't let you have a bad day around them, or doesn't let you be human and fall apart around them, or doesn't at least show you grace in moments where you're buckling under the pressure of life, that's not your person.
Not at all.
I've actually, and the thing is too, there's some folks who, I blame Instagram. There's a thing called toxic positivity where they think that they can't let you vent without giving you a pep talk, and like everything has to be talked away. It's okay.
Just stay positive. Things will turn around.
That's great, bro. But this just happened 25 minutes ago. Can I be upset for 20 minutes before we go? So I think toxic positivity is so annoying to me, because what it's telling me is either you're simple and don't know how to give me real feedback, or you're trying to manipulate me not to inconvenience you with my bad day. Mm-hmm. Either way, we're not equally yoked, right? Like, I need to be able to be like, hey, babe, of course I know I can get through this, but let me feel it first.
Right.
How do you think you have been stretched the most from being in a relationship after being single for so long? Because I'm speaking love into life of anybody who's listening. Anybody who's listening to this episode who is not asexual, because we did have an asexual guest who said, bitch, I don't want to be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. But if you're not asexual or gray sexual and you do want a relationship and it's been a while, I want you to listen to what Ferriss is saying, because she is an example of what could be on the other side. Because a lot of people don't believe there is another side. That's actually why I wanted you to be on the show, because a lot of folks don't believe you're possible.
I almost was like, I don't know what's going to happen.
It might just be me out here.
And it's so funny, because I always be like, well, if I liked vagina more, maybe that would work out. But
I try that too. They be breaking your heart too, child.
I know. And I was just like,
them lesbians will hurt your feelings.
Like, they'd be fine, but I don't want it that way.
Yeah.
But really, 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 really be super 100% honest and communicate about how you feel. Don't matter what it is.
No, even when you're having a weak moment.
Yeah, even if it's something that's like, okay, I know you didn't mean it, and I know it might not seem big to you, but like, that irritates me. Or even if it's like the way they speak to you, or tone, or
like, ooh,
or you're like, okay,
sassy,
just so you know, like, this way you're saying it is kind of like, it's a lot, or you said this before, or just whatever it is, don't matter. It's like, oh, you fixed my oatmeal the other day, I didn't really like it, or this food, no matter what it is, just say it. And if they fuck with you, they're gonna be like, okay, what can I do it better? Or like, I'm sorry. If it's something
if they fuck with you.
Yeah.
But if they don't fuck with you,
they're gonna come with some fucking
everything is inconvenient. Perfect example.
They're gonna be mad at you.
Matcha lattes. I love them with oat milk because I'm lactose intolerant. But but for some reason the coconut milk at Starbucks tastes like booty juice. So I had somebody bring me. It was somebody who was trying to court me. They brought me a matcha latte and they were like, "Look, they didn't have oat milk, but they gave you coconut milk." I said, "Oh no, it's gonna taste like pee. No, thank you." He got so mad that I was honest that I hated the way it tasted. I was just trying to do something nice for you. No, I said thank you. I think that's sweet. You should do something nice for me. It sucks they gave you pee water. Like, I need to be able to tell you the truth that this tastes like ass, while still saying I really appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
Without ever being like you're a professional victim. A lot of people like they are so scared of making a gesture that any feedback makes them shut down.
Yeah.
And women do that too. It's not just guys.
No, it's on both sides. And I think that's the thing. Like when you're pretty much whatever age it is that you are, and you just getting back into a relationship, like that's when the work starts that you've done on yourself in order to be able to be spiritually open to even get into a relationship, right?
Blowing off the cobwebs off your heart and
like
saying, let's do this again.
You know? Yeah. And then you realizing like, oh, I still got trauma from this I thought I healed from it. I thought I did the work. I thought I did all the prayers and the sound bowl. I thought I did it all.
I did a sound bath. I did ayahuasca. I saw a funny ass quote. It said, I thought I was healed till I got mad. Whole time I was still crazy. And I was like, I always say you don't know somebody until you watch them date.
No.
Good or bad.
Nor do you even know the things that you just do all the time by yourself. Like I talk to myself a lot by myself.
Too.
And it's like you have to just have you
been caught? Has anybody ever caught you talking to yourself?
You said? Oh, all the time. My friends know. They'd be like, Ferriss, who? I'm like, I'm talking to myself. They'd be like, okay.
I talk to myself. I'm an only child, though. That was my excuse. I talk to myself so much that when I started living with my last partner, it was like, oh shit, he just caught me talking to me. It's so fucking weird. He was like, who were you having that passionate conversation? Was that a TED Talk?
And me, like,
no.
I always whisper too. So that's probably even more weird.
Oh yeah. No.
Like when I think about
it could be the Gemini in you though, because I have Gemini in my chart, so this could be more Gemini than anything. Look, if you have Gemini in your chart, you might come off crazy from a distance. I think Gemini energy, because there's two of y'all, so there's somebody who's gonna respond. There's two of y'all in there.
Because I'm just sometimes just like, okay, I gotta do this.
Have you ever watched
I gotta do this.
Married at First Sight?
Yes.
Here's the thing about Married at First Sight that I think is very relevant to this conversation that we're having about the soft life and like dusting off the cobwebs of your heart and like loving again, is that when you watch Married at First Sight, it's usually folks who are saying, I've tried everything, help me. Right. Please help me. And then they get married. And this always happens in particular with the Black women or the women of color. And it breaks my heart that it's us, but I get why we do it. The first time the man does something that triggers them, rather than saying I'm scared or hurt, they become stern like a mother and start scolding a grown-ass man. And the audience is like, sis, you just said you wanted a husband. You gonna get divorced if you keep talking to him like that. And the more hurt they are, instead of saying I'm scared or hurt, the more stern they become. Did you ever have to grapple? Because for me as a woman, I will say watching that show healed me of that habit of like, oh shit, when women who are used to like having to do it by themselves get scared, we sometimes pretend to be stern so we can get our control back. But it's off-putting because it seems like you're talking to him like he's a child and nobody wants to fuck their mom, right?
Nobody
Have
does.
you worked through that knee-jerk reaction to like be stern instead of saying I'm scared?
Most of the time. And most of the time I believe that I do. And from the feedback I get, I do. But there's some times where it'll just be something I'll just be like fast and just say his name.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn.
My bad. I don't know who said that.
It wasn't that aggressive as it sounds. I wasn't coming from a place of I'm trying to get at you right now.
If you don't get your ass over here, I'm like, babe, was that you?
Right.
A lot of women talk down. We're frustrated and we're so used to having to be a mom to everybody. You've mentioned it earlier. You said you're nurturing. We mother so many people who are not our children. That when you're with an equal, sometimes you have to remind yourself, oh shit, this is not my child. This is my man. Like I need to.
Hey, this is not someone I need to instruct consistently all the time, constantly.
Yeah, and if you had to, then you probably would need a new man. So
the biggest thing though is like I'm very big about like saying the proper word for things, and he likes to make up words.
Oh shit, we got the same problem. I'm literal as hell. If you say the word wrong, I'll get stuck on that.
That is not the word.
I'm like, honey, that's not what that means.
But you know what I'm talking about. No, but that's not the word. No. What if he was talking to somebody? It wasn't me.
Yeah, and not
only
that,
look at you like you dumb.
And the word you chose is a little inflammatory,
and it's not the right one.
So I want to slap you right now. So you sure you don't want to pick a word that doesn't make me feel violence in my spirit? No, seriously, that is a Gemini thing though, being very literal. That is very much
so literal. This is actually one of our things where I'm trying to. Hopefully, oh, hopefully he don't feel away. I'm sorry, I was out here talking stuff.
She's gonna text him afterwards like, baby, I just need you to know that I love you so much. No, I will say I love the way he looks at you. Because when you guys came to my birthday party, thank you so much for coming. That was a lovely dress. We would have been matching had, the dress place not played me. I got a dress for my birthday. I was really gonna stunt, and then my titties wouldn't let me be great. We're gonna talk about that at some point about
bodies
and clothes, how, and we talked about this briefly in Mexico.
Don't fit ever.
They don't believe that there are certain women who, regardless of their size, still have a curvy shape. And they make things as if we're all built like iPhones. No disrespect to anybody who's built like that, by the way. But I just realized that, I don't want to shame nobody, but when you're a girl who has breasts or hips or booty, I'm like, is it racism? Because all the white girls got booties now too, so what's the problem?
But everyone likes to wear stretchy bullshit all the time.
Oh, that makes sense. No.
All the little girls that be in all the little Instagram with everybody looking like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that is the aesthetic.
All they wear is skin tight shit. All that shit's stretchy.
That's true. So it doesn't have to be like tailored because it stretches.
It just stretches.
That makes a lot of sense because the dress I got was actually not even, it was a size bigger than my regular size because I was like, I'm gonna size up for my boobs and then I'm gonna go to the tailor.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So my plan was to see this. You could tell that I was a teenager in the 90s. My dumb ass is thinking they're gonna properly cut this for a size bigger. And I'm just gonna get it tailored to fit my boobs. In the 90s and early 2000s, that would have made sense. But in the
smaller now,
in this fast fashion world that we live in, it was made for somebody with a shape that I don't even think is of God. And so even though it was a size bigger, I got one titty in the dress and a half an elbow. I was like, I can't go to the tailor like this. Like, this is not.
This ain't gonna work, y'all.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
Fast fashion, I think, is a bit of the devil because I love that they're making things accessible to everybody to look nice, but they're stealing from creatives. Like, a lot of people who have small boutiques are getting their ideas stolen from them and then reproduced by like Fashion Nova or something.
And that's the hard thing that sucks about that because there's no way to have copyright over those or a trademark.
Yeah,
or any. That's crazy.
Or even if you send a dress right now to a stylist of, let's say, a Meg Thee Stallion or somebody.
Oh, they can copy it.
They would copy it, but not even tell her. So you're mad at her thinking she stole your whatever, but not knowing it's the middleman who stole from you. Yeah. The fashion game right now is on some next level shit, which is why I think thrifting might need to make a bigger comeback. Oh, back in my day, thrifting was the move.
I haven't gone, but that's like people that know me know like that's my shit. I used to sell vintage actually.
That's why I hit you up. I hit you up a couple of days ago because I was cleaning out my guest room. And I was like, Ferriss, what do I do with these clothes?
All these clothes. I need to tell homegirl the prices. Oh, I ain't done that yet.
But here's the funny thing, though. Half the clothes were like clothes that I bought that I loved. The other half were things that were sent to me from fast fashion places that I never took out the package. Mm-hmm. What do I do with those clothes? Because they're brand new with the tag on them, but they're not like fancy. They're just stuff that insert popular brand sent me. And I was like, I'm not wearing that. Like, no disrespect. I don't want to lose any sponsorships, but
donate.
That's the thing. Those kind of clothes to me, I feel like it's like an environmental hazard. You're creating clothes that folks can't even pass on because they're like,
they don't last. Yeah. They literally don't last. I mean, excuse me. There are ways to make them last. What
do you mean? Like repurpose them?
Repurposing or like reading the care instructions on the tag. People never pay attention
That's
to care.
That's a come for. She just came for all of y'all. I'm looking straight into the camera. She said, you dumb bitches who do not know what gets bleached and what needs warm versus cold water. If y'all don't get the fuck out of my face.
Oh my God. So it's funny because since I was a child, so I stopped my mother from washing my clothes when I was a child.
You were like, you're doing this wrong, mother.
Exactly. Because she would fuck my shit up. You know, that little random blue shit that ended up being on clothes?
Yeah.
And then she shrunk some. I was like, Mommy, I'm going to wash my own clothes. I've always been into like clothes and putting stuff together since I was a child.
I have OCD around that. I tend to sometimes dry clean things that I'm not even sure need to be dry cleaned because my spirit don't want to risk it. I'm like, look.
Well,
I need y'all to, whatever that special thing you do when nothing gets fucked up, do that to this. Like if I have a dress that I love, even if it doesn't need dry cleaning, I will get it dry cleaned just to be safe.
I say if it says hand wash or dry clean, depending on what the material is. I'm not hand washing it, love. I might I'll wash it on delicate. I air dry and then I air dry hella stuff. I air dry my t-shirts. 3 outfits air drying right now in my house. Yeah, and I'm not laughing because I need a whole room for when I do laundry.
I was like, if I'm late to see Ferriss because I am air drying this dress right now. How do I explain this? Literally, I was like, I'm not catching this Uber until I hang this up.
I air dry my leggings, even my workout leggings, my bras.
That's exact.
Some of my underwear.
You're a witch.
All of my t-shirts.
She just listed everything that I'm air drying.
My dresses.
I air dried a dress
like that
and a
I
workout
can wash.
outfit.
Things that I can wash.
Yeah.
I like. That's how they last. And then you fold them. You hang
bras
them up.
Especially.
You put them away. Like when you treat your clothes like shit, that's what they gonna look like.
Oh, that's a word, guys. You understand that? She's saying you look crazy because you treat your clothes crazy. What's an easy way to always... There are some people, I call it the Parisian thing. When you go to Paris, a woman could be in a t-shirt and some jeans and still look very chic. Aside from the red lip, because we all know that trick. What is a way to always look effortlessly fashionable? Because I feel like I'm in this space now where I look like I'm always going to Target because no, seriously, you know what it is? Because all the clothes I love are 3 sizes too small and I'm not buying them shits again. So part of me is like, until I get there, fuck y'all.
This is what we doing.
We doing this until we do that, right? And I'm trying to get out of that mindset because I'm like, girl, once you've hit 40, it's going to take you a while to get back there. What's a way to be effortlessly fashionable without having to break the bank or drive yourself crazy? Because you do it all the time.
I've been doing it for so long.
Accessories, you're really great.
I was
gonna
say that's one of the main things. You can have on something plain, but like if you got like these, I wear these.
If y'all been hearing the jingling the whole episode, shout out to those of you who are not watching. So you've been wondering, is that Santa Claus in the background? No, that's Ferriss and these gorgeous bangles that you have. Those are really beautiful.
No, and I've been wearing these for the past 9 years.
Oh, wow. So that's quality.
Yeah.
Like your arm's not green or anything.
No, they're brass. I take them off. I have a brass bowl. I put them in when I walk in.
I love
sometimes
that.
there's 3. Now there's 4 and 8. This one was my mom. No, this one was my mom's. So
that makes it
a very
super sentimental.
important one for me. But like, yeah, some bomb ass earrings, a bomb ass necklace, and some bangles, and also your clothes fitting properly. Even if you ain't got the fly jewelry, at least have your clothes fit properly.
Well, there's a new thing now that I've learned with the is it the younger millennials going into Generation Z? We're already into Alpha Girl. Like they started the alphabet back up.
Oh my goodness!
I know. I'm like, what Alpha? I thought we were still on the end of the alphabet.
2?
They wear things slightly too small on purpose. Like they'll have bathing suits that are slightly too small,
with the titty hanging out.
So there's and so that's not. I used to think that was a mistake. It's on purpose.
It is. It's weird as fuck.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. I think it looks ridiculous.
Well, I was gonna ask you to explain it to me, but if you don't understand first, I don't get it either.
It looks ridiculous.
Like
it only works if you have like this much titty.
Yeah, if you have like a handful of titty.
If you have like a real one. I mean, I'm sorry, those are real titties. Sorry,
those are real titties.
If you have
areolas matter too.
If you have smaller breasts as opposed to larger breasts, like. And you only can do it if you have larger breasts if they're fake.
Yeah, because
it's not gonna work. It's gonna fall over.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I try to do under boob, somebody's getting a black eye. Okay, I'm knocking somebody out if I try to do under boob because real titties plop out because gravity.
They do it.
I'm thinking about like if I have a baby, if God lets these half a dozen eggs I got left get fertilized before time is up. What?
So stupid.
Look, I had a fellow witch tell me, she's like, I feel like your egg got 3 good years. And I was like, bitch, say less. But if I fertilize one of my eggs, as soon as I'm done, I am getting a mommy makeover, but a safe one because, things can happen. And the first thing I want is them to make, I don't want any bigger breasts because God knows
you're like, that's
I'm built like a milkmaid. I'm like, I don't even want to tell you what size I am, but it's not a D.
G?
I went to a fancy place to get a bra. And they fit you custom for every bra. One was a G. I said, excuse me. The other one was an F. But the third one was an H. I said, bitch, now you making shit up. She got me 3 different bras. One's a G, one's an F, one's an H. And she's like, yeah, depending on the cut. I was like, what cut do you have that I am the whole freaking alphabet?
I have 2 friends that have they'll be like, girl.
I think you have booty dysmorphia. I have breast dysmorphia. I do not think I'm large breasted. Ferriss, fix your face. I can see you. This is disrespect. This show's called Humanized. When the guests come on the show,
I don't even know.
See your
face. I don't even know what's going on.
You look me straight in my titties like I was stupid.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me. I told you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's your payback from when I saw your ass walk by at the pool. I was like, Ferriss, you got a donkey. I announced it to everybody at the.
It's usually. No,
I was like, girl, what's going on?
It's funny when I have like male homeboys like accidentally knock into my butt, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" They'd be like, "Sorry, if I didn't.
That's not sexist because I had the same
They
reaction.
be like, I didn't know it was that. Was,
No.
I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, I
understand."
really
My
feel like-
one homeboy, when he found out, for like every time he saw me, he was like, "I did not even know." I'm like,
girl, I didn't know.
Control yourself.
I didn't. I'm a woman, and I really sat there stunned, like, what just happened? Like, what is following Ferris around the pool like that? So you have booty dysmorphia, I have breast dysmorphia. We don't always see ourselves. Like, I wear crop tops a lot. Like, I'm one of those big girls who's like, look, at a certain age, you gotta get comfortable with your body.
Because I
get
still be
comfortable.
having feelings and things. Sometimes I'd be like, you know what? This is what I got.
The beach gonna get whatever body I give it. You
This is
understand
what I
me?
got.
I have a beach body every day because I'm gonna show up to the beach with whatever
Every
body
day.
I got. But
Every
I think sometimes you still have to your point, remember how you're built. There are some big girls who are all hips and who can wear crop tops and not have to worry.
Mm-hmm.
I wore a crop top to a friend's house, forgetting that I have a G to H cup, and didn't realize that was gonna eat half the crop top. So at one point he asked me to grab something.
And the whole life.
Child, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Or whatever. Like half my titty almost came out. And I was like, oh, this is not about body positivity. It's just about knowing you got titties. Like sometimes we need use body positivity as an excuse not to dress for your body.
Say it. Say it again. Say that again.
I can be positive that doesn't fit you.
Yes.
Okay. I can be body positive and be like,
it's
that doesn't
also
fit.
like when you're dressing, you should want things to flatter you.
Yeah.
And to like work with your natural beauty instead of being like, oh.
Like, what are you doing, sis?
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong because like if you want to dress how you want to dress, do it. But just like make sure it fits you good. Like,
and if it doesn't fit you good, you need to be a good actress. Because there are some folks I'd be like, ooh, I'm not sure I would have made that choice, but they look like they're having so much fun. I was like, bitch, mind your business. Look at her. She's having fun. But if you're wearing something that
you look uncomfortable
and you're tugging and like girls on their wobbly heels.
Well, that's what for me, even though people be like, I don't know why you don't like, I don't wear form fitting. I don't wear a lot of form fitting like
you
dresses.
could. You get a house paid for if you wear a form fitting
because
dress.
everything, you know, when you got thighs and everything, nothing stays where it's supposed to stay.
Everything moves.
And then it's like I got like a little bump, and for me that bump is like this.
Yeah.
And then people be like, you're tripping, and I'd be like, but it's how I feel and how I want to look.
What's what we have in common? I love things that are ethereal and see-through. That
and
is
like, tight shit is hot.
It really
when
is.
you got thighs and you got your thighs clenched together and it's hot.
Talk about it.
Can we talk about the chafing? Can we talk about the rubbing, the uncomfortable? Like, it's not sexy.
I started using a special lotion. It costs a lot of fucking money, but I was like, I need to make my inner thighs more supple because these things are gonna always kiss.
I wear, like sometimes I have on like little shorts, like I have shorts today, but I buy they call bandelettes.
Oh,
and it's like, you know, like say if they hit
like a garter.
It's like basically like the tops of thigh highs.
Oh,
and you just put those around your thighs right here.
Oh,
and
that's kind of sexy.
They have lacy ones, and then they have ones that are just
Ooh.
like regular with no lacy because they're unisex ones because they can be for men too.
Oh, speaking of being unisex for men, perfect pivot. We were supposed to talk about you at my birthday party and how beautiful you looked and how I loved how your boyfriend looked at you, but we went on a complete fashion tangent that I love. But you mentioned unisex. I was just telling my former co-host, because, you know, our Hollywood Unlocked has come to an end. We just taped the last episode. I know, I'm going to miss them. I actually, by the time this show airs, I think that would have already aired, so I'm not breaking any news. I was talking to my co-host, Damage, and I was like, I hope you like shorts because it's, you know, hoochie short summer. It's hoochie daddy short summer. I love this new wave. I'm here for it. Okay,
Hoochie daddy short.
I'm
brother's about to start.
I'm a
shorts
dirty
again,
old man
like
on the
real
inside.
Shorts,
like
real shorts.
The 80s are back, and I love it.
Not shorts over the knees.
It's man thighs everywhere, and I am so aroused. I went to
I'm here for it.
My friend Jeff is going to be on the show. He had a short set birthday party where the only dress code was everybody had to show up in a short set.
Oh.
Child, I was just sitting there sipping next to his mama, just looking at everybody like I am a dirty old man. Like I enjoyed it very much. Didn't care if you were gay, straight, or non-binary. I was looking at all the man thighs. I love this moment in fashion. Am I a pervert? Do you too appreciate that it's about to be man thigh summer? Man gams.
I feel like because of, you know, the way in which lots of men were brought up, they think things that are form-fitting or fitted are gay.
Yeah.
That it's not like, no, like the same way you like to see figures, so do we. The same way you like booty, so do we. So thank you for making it man summer dress season.
Yes, this is our ladies. This is our season. It is hoochie daddy short summer. If you have a man in your life, please encourage him to show his thighs and have them out for the rest of us.
Hoochie daddy shorts.
And they all got booties too. A lot of men got booties that we didn't know about.
They do.
You're not the only one hiding ass. Like a lot of these dudes out here.
They do.
I'm like, oh, look at you having
You tell about a little walk.
I don't think men understand how much we objectify them too. We're just,
We just are not as fucking pervy as they are.
Yeah, we make it cute. Like I'm not like
Dudes are just mad
pervy being called to HR. I'm more like, oh, you look nice in them shorts, Roger.
And it's like they forget how to just have any sort of proper decorum, and then and they'd be like, oh, even though yesterday the dude at CVS, he stopped. Damn, you beautiful. Oh, do you want me to check you out?
Oh, no, that's sweet.
And I was like, thank you. But he hooked me up with a care pass with an extra $10 off.
See, I love
and
that.
I walked out. I was like, being cute works sometimes.
Were you dressed up or were you dressed down?
Just however I normally look.
Because I will tell you this, I feel like men only hit, like a lot of men hit on women harder when they're dressed down.
I was just, because I had, it was how what I had on earlier. It was like a top and a
thing. What I want a guy to one day come on the show and explain to me why they hit on us so much when we're dressed down.
Because if you look good like that, you'll look good dressed up too.
Look at you, motherfucker. Ferriss. I've been wondering this for decades.
They like, if you look good like this, you're gonna look way better when you're like whatever you do to yourself.
One of my homegirls was like, maybe it's because we're too approachable when we look fine. I'm like, no, men like fine women. That don't mean nothing.
No,
that does make sense because they're like, I need to see you with your clean face.
In this day and age,
that's true.
Woo, the lies and deceit.
Whole new faces.
You'd be like,
remember that 90s group changing faces?
I would be mad as fuck.
Y'all have some changing faces. I'm gonna play that song when I get home. Do you mind if I stroke? You remember that song? I don't mind. Okay, we just showed our age. We just showed.
I don't give a fuck because I still get carded, and black people still think I'm in my 20s.
I got carded the other day by somebody who could have been my child, and I was looking at him like, I know this is your job, but this is ridiculous.
I go to the same grocery store, and we live, that one.
We're neighbors, yeah.
Same grocery store. I've been going there since I've been like 4 years in that area. I still get carded when I buy rosé.
That is, shout out to Black skincare. And the reason why I'm saying Black skincare because we keep on saying black don't crack, but it does. It does fold and ash and wither. So there's worse things than cracking. A lot of y'all look like worn out babies. And so please moisturize, particularly to the men out there. If you're gonna have your thighs out, please also understand that we can see the bags under your eyes as well. And we're not the only ones who get crow's feet. This is not to shame aging. It's to say that
you got to take care of yourself.
We need to moisturize and take care of ourselves. To bring it full circle, the whole point of this episode is about living a soft life, right? Mm-hmm. Soft life also means self-care. It doesn't mean being slovenly and lazy. Like right now, I am wearing an urban turban because my locks about to fall out, and I'm wearing t-shirt and sweats, but I still smell good. I am hella moisturized. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you still can take care of yourself even when you're having I'm going to Target looking day. Yeah. Don't be smelling bad and ashy.
They'd be like, Ferriss, you always just be dressed. I'm like, I have clothes. I buy them for a reason. I'm going out the house. Let me just put my shit on.
When I get back to the clothes that I love, I'm going to have you come into my closet and tell me what to get rid of and what to keep. Because I remember one time Cara was like, sometimes I just be like, Ferriss, here's a picture of my outfits. Help me.
No, she does. She'll be calling me getting dressed. She's like, I'm about to go to this thing. Which one should I wear? Should I wear this one? I'll be like, oh, wear that one. She's like, okay. Okay, what about this?
I love prints and color. Like,
me too.
I spend so much. I will say this too, and I've talked about this several times in the show. So anybody who's a listener, apologies for bringing this up again. Ferriss man never heard this, but I've always been a big girl who was in one size bracket, right? So I was always like the size 14, maybe 16 if I'm like depressed. Mm-hmm. When my aunt passed away and I gained like 50 pounds, it put me into a whole different bracket. Yeah. I didn't have clothes for that bracket. I didn't have I wasn't prepared for the next bracket. I think a lot of people don't realize whether you're comfortable in your body or not, you get comfortable in your lane.
Right.
And when you get pushed over to a different lane, even though you were already a big girl, like, no, I wasn't. This is a different kind of part of the neighborhood. People don't realize
when you're past like when you're like, because I've been mostly like a 12, 14, sometimes a 10, most of my whole life.
Yeah.
When you get past, when you're 12 and past, clothes change so dramatically.
What's available changes so dramatically.
The quality, the availability, the price, the fit,
even thrifting.
Yeah.
As a size 14, I still knew that I could find something I could finesse, or even if I went to a regular size store, if I picked the bigger sizes, because I have a smaller waist, I could probably still work it out. Mm-hmm. Once you hit a 16, honey, Godspeed.
Yeah,
Best
and
of
just
luck.
the choices for what they plus size. I hate the term plus size, really, actually, but
I call myself a thick snack.
it
I'm a
there's
thick
all this
snack.
knick-knack.
Shout out to the thick snacks and the thin mints, whatever way you get it, we're all yummy. But no,
Yeah,
there's a hierarchy
and
in
just
the plus size
in the
world.
way it fits, like
Yeah.
the plus, because even like I've applied for plus size modeling stuff many times, and they'd be like, "Nope,
Why?
I'm too small."
Oh yeah, we talked about this how it's changed so drastically
But
because
then
in the
sometimes,
90s you would have been perfect.
but then sometimes like an 8 is a plus size.
Yep.
But it just I don't know. It just depends what you're looking for. But then it's like even with all modeling thing, but in plus size, there's so many different shapes and sizes and looks, but they only do the one white girl plus size standard, which is wide butt, small thighs, and big
Yeah.
breast.
Yeah, and
So
then
it's
they'll
like,
have like three black girls that they use for everything that they rotate in and out. Like
yeah,
you see the same three
they
black
still
girls.
have, but they still have a wider butt. They don't have like, it's like my butt doesn't work a lot in pants because it goes out.
Yeah, that thing's poking.
It's it's
It's thanging.
and then
Your
it's like,
thing is
and
thanging.
then you think about like you see them and you're like, oh, she's plus size. Oh, but her thighs are thin. I got big ass thighs too,
Yeah.
and big knees, and big calves. Like
Yeah.
having all
Nobody
of them
talks about
at
the
one.
footwear of plus like a certain size as well too. Like when they make those boots,
Oh, I can't get. I wish I could get me a
whose
badass
ankles?
leather thigh high over the knee. Nope. All they sell in those sizes are fucking ugly ass, fake ass leather, micro suede bullshit that don't
Yeah.
last long. The heels are horrible.
Yeah.
But and if they make them in other brands, but then they make it a 13-inch calf circumference. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
But you gonna give me a 10 and a half, 11 shoe, and my calf is this big.
you're bringing up the point about this is why I've started just having how they always joke about like, Forever 21. I'm Forever Target, right? The reason why I've started dressing like I'm just gonna have a comfortable summer is I'm like, y'all not making this fun for me. Like I would if I went to a place and found things in my body like my size that used to fit me 3 sizes over, I would love shopping the way that I do, but it's not fun anymore when it's either like I'm looking like an auntie or I'm looking like I'm a 12-year-old.
It's a lot of work. Like
The fashion industry is making it so hard.
it's a lot.
But what happened
of
to
work.
the body positivity movement is
It's
only for fast fashion. Like if you're wearing Pretty Little Thing or Forever 21, you can find something, right? But like again, those are not no offense, but those are not
No, they're
high
not.
quality clothes that you can pass on to your daughter or get tailored.
For me, like, well, I've always been loving shopping forever, but I shop a lot online, but also I know I look at shopping a way different than other people. You know, I read the model measurements. I read the measurements of the clothes.
That's
I take
smart.
my measurements.
Oh, that's really smart.
And then if I know the brand, I know that I know
You know where you
I
fall
know
in the
I know the
brand.
fit, but it's like sometimes the sites are the size are wrong. Like
Yeah.
they're not really right, or they have a different model's measurements up there and it's not the one that's up there.
Ciao.
And then you got just a lot of things. But sometimes I look at the picture of the model too, see what type of body shape they
Yep.
have.
If they have a model that has things poking out that are familiar to me, I get excited. Like, ooh, it might still look good on me.
And read the reviews.
Those reviews, I am
Reviews are
OCD.
very helpful.
I'm very OCD about reviews.
So I know, and most people ain't gonna do all that. I do
Yeah.
all that for everything I look at if it's something I want, because I shop a lot online. Shopping in stores, it's like I get social anxiety sometimes, and then they ain't never got the damn sizes because 12, 14 is the most popular size in the entire country,
in the entire world. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just like stuff's always sold out. They never have enough. You go to stores, it's hella small.
It's not about having big feet. I have a big foot.
What size you wear?
I'm 11, 10 and a half, 11.
Yeah, I'm 10 and a half, 11.
Yeah, and there's like 5 shoes for all of us.
Yeah, when you go to the store, you're like, and that's ugly as shit, and that's
like, oh,
ugly.
that sucks too.
That looks like a grandma's shoe, even though I do like some grandma shoes.
I mean, it depends
ugly.
on how you finesse this. So I think for me, what I'm getting from this episode is a soft life is doing things that are easy but still look like you give a fuck. Like it doesn't mean that you stopped caring, right?
Oh no, that's not soft.
And so you're living a soft life with yourself. You're now living a soft life in the way that you're dating. I also know you're living a soft life with friends because I've seen you and Takara. You guys act like two kittens licking each other's faces. So you're soft all the way around. What advice would you give to someone who is used to being a struggle bird and always having to? Why would you tell her to come over here to this side, the soft life, where yes, I'm using the pronoun we, I'm speaking French now, where we currently reside? Because I am now formerly a member of the soft life crew.
There's no reason to just keep on going through life struggling and stressed out based on somebody else's bullshit. So
And that's a word.
if it's not benefiting me, if you're making me overstep my boundaries for myself, I don't have time for you.
Yeah.
Because you obviously don't care about me. So I'm not about to, no. And learn how to say no.
No is a complete sentence.
And stand up for yourself,
self advocacy.
no matter what it is. If
Oh, I love that.
you have to. Sometimes people just don't know,
Yeah.
and sometimes people just need to be checked.
Yeah.
So stand up for yourself. You'll feel better about it,
And also,
and you'll feel lighter, and you'll feel soft.
and you all exactly. When you're soft, you're also more receptive. Because one thing I've learned
Yeah.
about the soft life is when you feel safe and honored, and like you're around people who really appreciate you.
Yeah.
When they do check you or challenge you, you already know it's coming from a compassionate place,
Exactly.
and so you're more receptive.
Sure.
I think a soft life is just about being receptive and seeing things for what they are and not what you wish they were.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Ferriss, that was the hour. You see how quickly that went by?
Very fast.
This was a very fun conversation. We talked about all the things. I already know a lot of people are going to listen to this conversation and feel a kindred spirit to you because you represent a lot of the people who listen to the show. And also, too, you're a little aspirational. Again, those of you who have thought about giving up on love and who are waiting for a sign, here she is. Wave to the camera, Ferriss.
Oh, it's over here. I've been looking at it all
Right.
day.
You can have a strain of bullshit and take some time out to have a soft life, and when you least suspect it, love can come and kiss you on the forehead.
And make sure you just go get your nails done in rose quartz. So
Ooh.
you can draw in love and have love at your fingertips, because that's what I did and my baby came.
Oh, I love that. I'm about to get my nails done with some rose quartz right after this. For those of you who, as always, please rate the show on Apple. Give us a review. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Check out our Patreon page. Do all the things. And make sure to share the show with a friend because we're doing the Lord's work here. It sounds like we're having a regular conversation, but there are a lot of people who do need to hear these because what I've been hearing is a lot of folks don't have female friends that they can talk to or even just close friends that they can talk to. And these conversations end up being cathartic for them. So thank you for being so open-hearted because there could be somebody in Pawtucket right now who needs to hear everything that you were saying.
I hope it was received in love.
And when Ferriss tells us what her Instagram is, we'll tell you how to find her.
Well, I have my brand Come Up LA, so you can see that and things that I do there in the community.
Thank God. I was like, Ferriss, if you don't show up with Instagram, add Come Up LA until Ferriss does Ferriss Squared, whatever her new Instagram is. Okay, bye guys. That was perfect.
Ferriss again.